Hey, welcome back. I just want to do a really quick video talking about the Sigmar Chaos Army, Slaves to Darkness. I normally don't talk about Age of Sigmar, at least not very much. It's not because I don't like it. I do. It's a fun game. I just don't have anyone who wants to play it. And if I do have to choose a fantasy game to put my efforts and time into, it's always going to be Warhammer Fantasy. So I think just Age of Sigmar is unfortunate. Just never going to get the attention it probably deserves from because again, it's good. It's fun to play, but I still like to watch what it's doing, where it's going, and I love when they redo the old world armies because you get a lot of great models. And I'm looking at the Slaves to Darkness now. I don't think there's too many things coming out, but there are a few. But first off, I just want to kind of talk about the change that I'm seeing here that I kind of like. So, um, Slaves to Darkness has been sort of or just in general, the chaos stuff has been weird in Age of Sigmar for me because it kind of like has taken time to sort of all come together to I think where it needs to be, which is sort of where it's at now. There were like weird little mini armies with like Archon had his own army, I believe, at one point that didn't really have many options really at all. But that seems to all have been folded into this. So you end up with Archon and Be'lakor being two sides of the coin of chaos here, and these are the Chaos Mortal army for the most part. These are not your, even though Be'lakor is the first prince, and you do get some really cool stuff in here. And what I like about the fact that it's Be'lakor and Archaon going up against each other inside this book is that it really is playing off against them, and it's kind of looking like the way you choose legendary lords in Warhammer Total War. And I think that's a really way to kind of change up the army book codex um, formula that we've seen for so long. I do think that if we got more customization within our books, with a special lord being the key difference, and giving two or three per book to really change the flavor of that army, and it let people make something each time, it would not only, I think, improve design of the book, but it's going to make the books, um, I think, just more fun to play and more varied across people's collections. Because personally, I don't quite care for the Archaon model. I think he looked a lot better before on the horse or even on foot. It's pretty cool, that old Games Day model. But Be'lakor, uh, that model, that's just cool. And scroll down, I'm sure we'll see him. I really like the artwork too. Now it's Age of Sigmar flying Chaos Knights, which is kind of weird, but um, I still like it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, to be honest, this kind of actually reminds me of sort of the stuff we were seeing at the end of, or even beginning of 8th edition. I think the 8th edition rule book had um, a cover art that showed like flying fortresses and stuff, so it's not that far off of where fantasy was by the end, anyways. But just in general, I like seeing these guys look identifiably as warriors of chaos. A lot of the new armies are super cool. The Idoneth Deepkin, that's super, but they don't look like Warhammer Fantasy. They look like something else. Whereas with these guys, with the Skaven, kind of see the armies they were still, and that's just nice from a collecting point of view in my mind. So I'm always happy to see new stuff coming that can kind of fit with what I like to play. And yeah, here's Be'lakor, and he's pretty cool. He's always been cool. The old Be'lakor model is still a classic in my mind. Much more playable than the new guy. Yeah, I don't know how to. If you haven't seen Be'lakor, go look him up. New guy, he's massive. That's like a huge wingspan. Um, he's cool though. He's just not playable in my mind. I'm sure it's fine for Age of Sigmar. I just think that Age of Sigmar has way too many of these giant, unwieldy centerpiece models, and Bellacore is definitely no exception to the over the top standard they've come up with. Yeah, I mean, this is like really that's all I want to talk about. I just wanted to do a quick little thing. Um, as just like an extra video because I don't really plan to start covering Age of Sigmar. I just really like this idea that they're, you know, playing these two off against each other. And I'm hoping it means that there are going to be ways to really mix up how you build your army. And it's not just, um, hey, you can take Bellicor or you can take Archaon and here's some lore and some fluff as to why they're different. I want to see real in game differences. And I do think that's what's happening. So that's pretty cool if that is the case. And if it's not, GW needs to do that because it would be super dope to have our codexes come out where you pick a leader and that really changes the way the army is built. And I think that would go well with 40k or anything in the fantasy realms. Anyways, that's all. If you have any thoughts or comments of your own, just leave them down below. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Have a great day.